Hello, Los Angeles Dodgers fans. We've got fresh, exclusive videos and the latest updates just for you. Before we dive in, make sure to join our channel and hit that like button. This is the best way to stay on top of all the breaking news. When the whispers started circulating around the league corridors, it felt like one of those moments where you lean closer to the screen because something big might be unfolding. Josh Hader leaving Houston was not supposed to be part of the casual rumor mill. Yet here we are, hearing murmurs that sound louder by the hour. From a YouTuber's perspective, this kind of story is pure fuel because it mixes star power, uncertainty, and the eternal chess game of front offices. People close to the situation are saying the relationship in Houston quietly cooled, not because of public drama, but because of subtle differences in vision. You can imagine the conversations behind closed doors, the long pauses, the careful words. Hader, known for his intensity and confidence, reportedly wanted a stage that matched his sense of legacy. Houston gave him a chapter, but maybe not the ending he envisioned. Fans are split, some shocked, some already moving on, but the real intrigue comes from where he might land. And that's where Los Angeles starts to feel less like a fantasy and more like a carefully planned idea that refuses to go away. The Dodgers have always been that franchise that feels like a magnet for stars, and when a name like Josh Hader floats into their orbit, speculation turns electric. Sources speaking in hushed tones suggest that Los Angeles saw an opportunity not just to add an arm, but to send a message. The idea is not simply about closing games, but about reshaping the psychological balance of the league. Hader's reputation travels ahead of him, and the Dodgers are known for valuing presence as much as performance. In this rumor-driven narrative, the front office allegedly viewed his availability as a rare alignment of timing and ambition. They did not rush, they observed. Meanwhile, Houston's silence only added fuel, making people wonder if the door had already been left ajar. From a storytelling angle, it feels cinematic, like a slow camera pan across empty stadium seats while negotiations echo somewhere unseen. Dodgers fans online started connecting dots, reading body language in interviews, dissecting every word. None of it confirmed anything, but speculation thrives in the absence of clarity, and Los Angeles thrives in speculation. What makes this rumor especially compelling is the contrast in cultures being discussed. Houston has been portrayed as structured, analytical, and intensely focused on internal consistency. Los Angeles, on the other hand, carries a reputation of flexibility, star accommodation, and long-term brand thinking. People close to Hader supposedly felt that the Dodgers' environment aligned better with his personality and his desire to be more than just another piece in a machine. This is not to say Houston did anything wrong, but sometimes fit is everything. In whispered conversations, insiders describe Hader as someone who wants to feel central, not just effective. The Dodgers allegedly pitched a vision where he would be a pillar, a recognizable force in moments that define seasons. Even without official confirmation, you can sense how this narrative resonates. Fans imagine him jogging in from the bullpen under bright lights, the crowd buzzing with anticipation. It's not about statistics here. It's about storytelling, identity, and how a player sees himself reflected in a franchise's mirror. Another layer to this speculation revolves around timing and patience. Rumors suggest that Hader did not rush his decision, and neither did the Dodgers. This was not a frantic grab, but a slow burn. Houston, according to some whispers, tried to recalibrate, but the momentum had already shifted. When momentum shifts in professional sports, it's often invisible until it suddenly becomes obvious. Analysts reading between the lines point to subtle cues, like changes in tone during media appearances or the way questions were deflected rather than answered. As a YouTube narrator, this is where you lean into the mystery because the audience feels it too. Something changed, and everyone sensed it before anyone said it out loud. The Dodgers' reputation for long conversations and detailed planning fits perfectly into this theory. They allegedly made Hader feel heard, valued, and envisioned. In the rumor mill, that emotional component can outweigh any technical argument. There's also talk about legacy, and this is where the story deepens. Josh Hader is not just chasing contracts or comfort, according to the speculation. He is chasing how he will be remembered. Houston offered competitiveness, but Los Angeles offers a certain mythology. The Dodgers are tied to history, to iconic moments, to a global spotlight. Insiders suggest that this mattered more than people initially thought. The idea of contributing to that narrative, of being part of something that extends beyond the field, may have tipped the scale. Fans often underestimate how much players think about their story when the career winds down. In this rumor-driven account, Hader saw Los Angeles as a place where his moments would echo louder. Houston fans might feel betrayed by that idea, but it is a human one. Every athlete wants their name to linger, and the Dodgers know how to make names linger. As the speculation continues, the tone around Houston has shifted from shock to acceptance. There's an understanding, at least among some voices, that this departure was less about conflict and more about direction. Josh Hader leaving is framed not as a rejection, but as a divergence of paths. The Dodgers, meanwhile, are painted as quietly confident, saying little, doing less publicly, but smiling behind closed doors. In a YouTube-style narrative, you can almost hear the dramatic pause before the reveal, even if the reveal never comes officially. Rumors are powerful because they allow fans to imagine outcomes before they happen. In this case, the imagination has already placed Hader in Dodger blue, whether confirmed or not. And once that image takes hold, it becomes very hard to erase. If we zoom out and look at the broader implications of this rumored move, the picture becomes even more fascinating. Josh Hader joining the Dodgers, even in speculation, reshapes how people talk about balance in the league. Commentators have started to wonder how such a presence would alter late-game strategies, not just for Los Angeles, but for everyone facing them. This is the ripple effect of a high-profile arm changing scenery. According to whispers, teams began quietly recalculating their approaches, imagining scenarios that may never even materialize. That is the power of rumor. It forces preparation without certainty. For a YouTuber narrating the saga, it feels like watching dominoes line up while no one admits who pushed the first one. The Dodgers are accustomed to this kind of gravitational pull. Even when they are silent, their potential moves dominate conversation. Hader's name simply amplifies that effect, turning quiet speculation into a near-constant hum across fan communities. There is also the question of how Hader himself would adapt, and rumors paint an intriguing picture. Those close to him suggest he thrives in environments where expectations are massive, where pressure is not avoided but embraced. Los Angeles, with its constant spotlight, fits that description perfectly. The idea is that Hader does not shy away from being the guy everyone watches when things get tense. In fact, the speculation implies he seeks it out. Houston offered intensity, but Los Angeles offers theater. This distinction matters in narratives like these. Fans imagine how his personality would mesh with the city, the media, and the constant buzz. The Dodgers are seen as a place where stars are not just athletes, but characters in an ongoing story. Hader stepping into that role feels almost inevitable when you listen to how insiders describe his mindset. Whether true or not, the rumor feels believable because it aligns with how people already perceive both sides. Another angle being discussed is how this move, if real, will be framed publicly. Speculation suggests that both parties would emphasize mutual respect and shared goals, avoiding any hint of controversy. Houston would highlight gratitude, Los Angeles would talk about fit, and Hader would speak about excitement and opportunity. This imagined press narrative tells us a lot about how modern sports stories are managed. Even rumors are shaped by expectations of tone and messaging. As someone crafting spoken content, you sense how carefully these stories are curated, even before confirmation. Fans often read sincerity or emptiness into these hypothetical statements, projecting their own feelings. Some Houston supporters might feel a quiet sting, while Dodgers fans might feel a cautious thrill. The rumor lives in that emotional gray area where nothing is official, yet everything feels emotionally real. What truly fuels this speculation, though, is the Dodgers' history of patience. They are known for waiting until the moment feels right, then acting decisively. According to the rumor mill, Josh Hader's situation presented exactly that kind of moment. No panic, no rush, just alignment. Houston's window with him, while productive, may have simply reached its natural conclusion. The Dodgers allegedly saw that and positioned themselves accordingly. From the outside, it looks effortless, but insiders describe it as methodical. This perception strengthens the rumor because it fits an established pattern. When a story matches what people already believe about a franchise, it gains credibility, even without proof. That is why so many fans nod along when they hear this speculation, saying it just makes sense. The fan reaction component cannot be ignored either. Online spaces buzz with hypothetical lineups. Imagine bullpen roles and emotional reactions. Some people are already speaking about Hader in the past tense in Houston, while others refuse to believe it until something concrete appears. This split reaction is classic rumor territory. It keeps engagement high and emotions raw. From a narrative standpoint, it is perfect content. The Dodgers fan base, known for its vast reach, has embraced the idea cautiously, almost superstitiously, as if celebrating too early might jinx it. That restraint adds another layer of drama. Everyone is watching, waiting, pretending not to care too much, while caring deeply underneath. In the end, whether this rumor becomes reality or fades into speculation, it reveals a lot about how modern sports stories unfold. Josh Hader leaving Houston and aligning with the Dodgers exists right now as a shared imagination, a collective what-if. It speaks to ambition, identity, and the constant movement that defines professional sports. As a spoken narrative, it flows because it taps into emotions fans already carry. The silence from official channels only sharpens the intrigue. Until something definitive happens, this story lives in the space between truth and possibility. And sometimes, that space is where the most compelling sports narratives are born, because it allows everyone watching to become part of the story themselves. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. As the rumor keeps breathing on its own, another layer emerges around how this potential move would quietly redefine expectations inside the Dodgers clubhouse. People familiar with these environments often say that when a player like Josh Hader walks in, even hypothetically, the dynamic shifts before he ever throws a pitch. The speculation suggests that teammates would immediately feel a sense of reinforcement, not just in talent, but in confidence. The Dodgers have always valued internal competition, and adding a figure with Hader's reputation would allegedly raise the internal bar without a single word being spoken. Veterans would feel validated, younger players would feel challenged, and the coaching staff would feel supported. This imagined scenario fuels even more chatter because it paints the move as cultural, not merely strategic. In contrast, Houston is rumored to be preparing for a quieter reset, trusting its system rather than chasing replacements with similar star power. That contrast feeds the narrative that this was less about money or dissatisfaction and more about philosophical direction. Fans sense this, and it's why the rumor refuses to die. It feels like a natural evolution rather than a sudden betrayal. Another speculative thread focuses on how this rumored signing would play in the broader media landscape. Los Angeles is a magnifying glass, and insiders whisper that Hader understands exactly what that entails. Every appearance, every comment, every late-inning moment would be amplified. The rumor frames him as someone ready for that responsibility, even eager for it. Houston, while intense, offers a different kind of pressure, one rooted more in results than spectacle. The Dodgers combine both, and that combination is intoxicating for certain players. Commentators imagine how narratives would form around Hader almost instantly, framing him as a missing piece or a final touch. That kind of framing can be heavy, but it can also be motivating. According to the speculation, this is where Hader thrives. He is imagined not as someone hiding from scrutiny, but as someone who sharpens under it. This perception alone keeps the story alive, because fans love believing that stars choose the brightest lights intentionally, not reluctantly. Ultimately, what keeps this rumor circulating is how neatly it fits into the ongoing mythology of the league. Josh Hader leaving Houston and aligning himself with the Dodgers feels like a chapter fans think they have read before, even if the names change. Big franchises attract big personalities, and departures are often explained through destiny rather than logistics. This is why the speculation sounds convincing when spoken aloud in a YouTube-style narrative. It follows familiar rhythms, yet still feels fresh. Until official words break the silence, people will continue filling in the gaps with imagination, emotion, and pattern recognition. And maybe that is the real story here. Not whether the move happens, but how quickly everyone accepted the idea as plausible. In modern sports culture, plausibility is powerful. Once fans can see it, hear it, and picture it, the rumor becomes almost real. And in that space, Josh Hader already feels like he belongs somewhere new, even if only in the collective imagination for now. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.